I'm gonna forget about this one though, so you guys should remind me. But like, I want to make a video talking about what the meta currently looks like from a few different perspectives. Because, especially like I said in the meta retrospective, with the way that Sigin is evolving, just assuming C0R0 across the board with C6 4-stars is a little bit like inefficient in terms of primos. And if you want to keep up with the power creep more easily or catch back up to the power creep if you just came back, having a video that talks about how strong carries are at different levels of investment is probably a good idea. Maybe we start looking at that right now, actually. We're not going to record today, but we could tier list a little. What do you think is the best Pre-Natlan carry to vertically invest into? It depends on how far you want to take the vertical investment. If you're looking at Leviathan stuff, the reality is that it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just Risley, sure. If you're looking at, like, not really, like, whale level stuff, or even necessarily dolphin, just, like, getting teams that can, like, do dire with as few primos as possible. I think it probably is Arlecchino. Anyways, but yeah, so, like, what are the sort of carries, or what are the characters that I think are, like, worth yapping about? Should we yap about Venti? Venti is like one of the characters that benefit from the whole really good 4-star thing, because Prune is so powerful that and like Bennett is very good to begin with. So you end up being able to send a bit more vertical investment on Venti, while your like premium supports are replaced with like you replace like Nicole with Bennett, you lose like 5% and you get an extra con, which is a lot more than 5%, right? So when you look at like a little bit higher vertical, Venti's not as bad. You'd rather go C2 Nicole though? I don't know. That's a little sus. C2 Nicole is shred and 300 extra attack. Yeah, and that's 3 limited pulls on 1 support character. You could have C1R1 Molani for that same amount of pulls. Like, sure, Nicole's C2 is good, and if you're starting from a C0R0 full team baseline, getting it isn't a bad idea. But for a lot of players, especially returning players, which is going to be the target audience for this video, they don't have Nicole. So it's not 2 extra pulls, it's 3. And at 3, it's a lot worse. Also, can't get Prune if you don't pull Nicole or Varka. Yeah, but Venti can also use Farazan, and I think it's relatively likely that if Venti does see a rerun, either Prune or Farazan will be on it. I mean, that's obviously something that's worth mentioning, but I can just mention it. Anyways, we're not actually making judgments yet. We're still just deciding who to put. I don't know if Klee goes there. Klee gets free C1, which is kind of huge. Let's invest into other things. The main thing is, like, her cons aren't that good. So, the C2 is alright, but, like, it's not 2020 anymore, you know? I forgot. What did they change about her C2 when they gave her the Hex buffs? Oh, did they not change it? It's just 23 Death Shred? Yeah, like, that's not that good, man. Like, really, that's not great. It's a 13% team DPS upgrade, which is worse than Inefa Sig. And if Klee's C1 team was already very meta, then sure, that would be alright. But, like, it's basically worse vertical than Flynn's, and Flynn's doesn't have very good vertical. I mean, we will talk about her, but we won't talk about it very positively. Sino vertical is insane now. Sino vertical is a little bit weird, because his R1 is very good, but his premium base team is already relatively expensive. And so, when you look at a new player approaching vertical, Sino needs a lot to work, basically. Can you do, like, C2R1 Sino, CMC, Odette, Beto? Don't think that's better than C1R1 Sino using Yai? That's definitely not better. Like, R1 isn't really better than Yai or better than Odette. It's like just Basically, Sino has good, like, one extra cost stuff from his baseline premium teams, and his baseline premium teams are already good, but they have a lot of 5 stars in them to begin with. We could talk about Hu Tao a little bit, but the main problem with Hu Tao is she has no real vertical. Like, her vertical is like Durin Cons. It's so ass. Durin Cons are bad. If the best vertical option for your pyro carry in a vape, in an overvape team, is pulling cons on Durin, that's not a good sign. Yeah, I kind of know what to talk about here. We can talk about Yai as, like, just cryo MC stuff. But you wouldn't do vertical on Yai over vertical on Odette. So I don't really like it. Yeah. Sino, I guess Lenny. I mean, we'll have Nebula here just at the bottom. Risley, Arlecchino. I guess. Milani, Mawika. I guess Kanich. Chaska. I mean, you make Glorb, you don't pull for, so. The vertical would be with Odette again. We can actually have Citlali here. They're like 3 electro carries ahead of Clorinde. Who's the third one? Oh, right, Flynn's is electro. You know what? I take it back. Clorinde's not making. I mean, I have Nebula here. I have to put Clorinde. I might as well put Navia as well, but like, yeah. Escoffier is basically never the first source, the first way you do vertical in the teams where you use her. So we can have Skirk. Flynn's, even if you don't do verticals on him specifically, I'll still have him be the poster boy for the Lunar Charge team. And for his team in general. Durin, I don't know. Like, I guess this would be for Melt Durin. Right? Zabai. Varka. Sandrone. Odette. This is probably all the characters I want to have here. Nicole. We're not we're not evaluating the constellations. We're evaluating the teams. Right? Is Nicole played in teams that aren't one of these carries? The only reason I have Citlali here specifically is because Citlali can kind of be used for gumming. But honestly, maybe I just shouldn't have Citlali here at all. Odette is here because, I mean, it would be Cryo MC otherwise, but I'm not just using MC. Like, Lohan? I mean, Lohan is just Durin. Okay. But yeah, so like, when it comes to just performance at what you'd usually look at, what most people have as like their baseline assumptions, right? C0R0, 4 stars at C6, standard 5 stars at like up to C2. It would probably look something like, should I just have MC instead of Odette? I guess. Sure. It would probably be something like Car MC, Sandrone, Risley, Zabai, Sino. Not in order, by the way, but like, these are probably the 5 that are like at the top. We're not looking at vertical yet. Then you have like Nefer, Mawika, Flynn's. Then it's like, I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh yeah, it's because I didn't put Yuma Glorb. I have Cryo MC as like both Stellar Conduct as a carry and like Stellar Swirl with Yuma Glorb. Yeah. Then it's like Varka, Skirk, Milani. I don't know if Molani or Skirk is better at this point. In terms of efficiency, it's definitely Molani, but Skirk performs a lot better in reality. That's not entirely true. And also, in reality, is a lot more vague than you think it is. Then it's like Varesa, Arlecchino, Durin, Kanich, sure. Then it's like Chaska, Clorinde, Lenny, Hutao, Klee. I don't know if Venti makes it here. I forgot what my C0R0 Venti stuff looked like. C1 Clorinde equal Varesa. I mean, even if you say that like 6 times, it doesn't make it true. Noir's video has that? What does it say? I'll take a look. Is it in this video from yesterday?
With the next round of Temper Thy Fate, there will be 9 more characters added that we can get a free constellation on. For some of these characters, this is huge DPS for the stellar meta, since you're likely to eventually early DPS constellations in the game, so being able to get her C1 for free is fantastic. Depending on the exact calc standard and assumptions used, this can actually result in Clorinde having similar, if not more, team DPS than Varesa now.
Yeah, we were just conveniently ignoring the first half of the sentence.
This can actually for free is some of the strongest early DPS constellations in the game, so being able to get her C1 for free is fantastic. Depending on the exact calc standard and assumptions used, this can actually result in Clorinde having similar, if not more, team DPS than Varesa now. And there's
Bro found one set of assumptions that has Clorinde 1% higher than Varesa to make the point that it is a pretty big buff that does make her quite a bit stronger. And what you understood was Clorinde is now better than Varesa, which is not what was said. It is not what was said. That is not what was said. No, it is not. I'm also a little bit confused here as to what standard is being used. Because, like, that's not the 4-cost standard, because there's only 3 5-stars here. But there's 4 5-stars here. It's also not C0R0 stuff, because, you know, there's SIGs. So, like, this seems like C0R1 baseline assumption. But yeah. And yeah, these are probably all at the bottom here.